Welcome back, everyone. Mr. Armitage again, and this time we are continuing our Excel practice assignment for categorical data with our sample data, and we are going to be creating our charts. So this is part 2. Part 1 was probably the one you just watched. It's the one right before it. Link is probably in the description. So let's take a look. So here, okay, you had made these ones already, so I don't have them here. Just know that for rep, there's a whole lot, and for items, there's a fair number. It's fair. Okay. So we're going to make our 2 charts right now. First one, going to make a bar chart. Okay. So here I just selected everything, my entire frequency table. So once again, how that looks like, I click holding down and just drag, select everything like that. Okay. Then I go to insert, and I have a bunch of charts here. Now, we can click here and we get a whole bunch of options like this, but also the one that we want is right here, the clustered column chart. So let's click that and it gives us this, which is all cool and good, but it's default Excel. It's not great. Okay. So we are going to change it. Okay. I double clicked on the chart here and you see I have a format bar come up. And so I'm going to need to move to the other side of the screen real quick. Okay, so now I'm over here, and it's going to be a little bit easier for you to actually see everything in this bar. So first, for the chart title, generally, you're probably not going to have a chart title unless it's like a standalone image. Right? You're going to be including these charts in reports and other things like that, publications. So you don't need a title. Turn that off. Get rid of it. For the legend, legends can be good, but we only have one data set here. There's only one thing. There's just this one business. There aren't multiple businesses. We're not comparing different businesses in these same regions. So we don't need a legend. It's pointless for us. There we go. But what we do need is to label our axes. And we always need to label our axes. Always, no matter what. So we're going to start with the horizontal axis. And let's go down to axis title. There we go. Okay, modify that. So turn it on. And here we see axis title popped up. Nice. So for our axis title, region, that sounds good. Or maybe, yeah, we'll just stick with region. Okay, that's good enough. Right, now below it, you have all of these other formatting options. I would probably make it bold just to make it stand out against the east, central, and west. So you know that it's a label and not just like a weirdly far down piece of central. Now we keep going down. We want to add our label to the vertical axis. And so, oh, here it is, axis title. Cool. There we go, axis title. This is a frequency. Okay. Now, this didn't come up for the horizontal axis, but you always need to include your units when labeling your axes. Now, in our horizontal one, there weren't really units, right? These are categorical variables, so you're not going to have real units in a sense for something. In this case, these are just regions. Those are categories. But our frequency does have units. And the unit is a count. in this case. If this was relative frequency, we could put percent. Or we could say relative frequency, and that would count because now we would know that these are percent. But they're not percentages here, right? They are just counts. We didn't convert them into percentages. Now you probably want to keep the same formatting that you did for the horizontal axis, so I'll just bold that. And everything else looks decent, so cool. That's it. Resize it to make it look a little nicer. Maybe, well, by nicer, I mean so that we can look at it and the next one together at the same time. I'll put that right here. Okay, there we go. See, all nice and neat. Very nice. Our next one, we need to select our data again. Okay, so just like before, go back to Insert, and this time we're going to go ahead and make a pie chart. Okay, there we go. I just clicked it right there, and boom, pie chart. Okay, a lot of the same things as before, but I'm going to double click it again. And this time, all right, we need to spruce this up a bit. Okay, yeah, it's a pie chart. No, it's not a good one, even by pie chart standards. So we need to change the title. And our title could just be region. Okay. In this case, if you have a pie chart, there's a pretty good chance it will be a standalone like thing in itself. So we'll go ahead and say orders by region because, you know, we're counting the number of orders in each region. So orders by region. Okay, that's good. It's big enough that we know it's a title, so we don't need to change any of the formatting. Okay. Now, you will see pie charts a lot with legends. And if you're going to stay with only color, like only printing in color, only distributing in color, that might be okay. You'll have to be aware of what colors you use because not everyone has the same color vision. So I'm not a fan of relying on the color to convey information if that information would disappear when converting it to grayscale. Okay. So I'm going to turn off the legend because I am not going to rely on color. Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the frequency here. I don't care about the name. The colors can stay, they're fine. You know, they're not great colors, but I'm not gonna try to change the color palette right now. So we can go into data labels, which we will turn on, and we see here it puts some numbers, which is great. Now, we don't want the value. Okay. We do want a percentage because, you know, we might want to compare the percentage, and fortunately Excel calculates them for us, so we don't have to. Besides, if you're using a pie chart, you should be talking about percentage. And category name, so we know what each one is. Okay, so we have that here. Now, little bit of an issue. Okay, just like before, where, well, okay, if this got turned into grayscale, there's a pretty good chance you would have difficulty reading the east at 30% because black on blue is a terrible color choice. It's terrible color choice in general. Okay, even like this, like looking at it on the screen, you might have, it's more difficult to see than just looking at the orange and black, or even the gray and black is easier than the blue and black. So let's get rid of that. Okay, instead of best fit, we're going to tell it to put it on the outside. There we go. So here we can very clearly see that west is this slice here, east is this slice here, and central is this slice here. And we have our percentages, so we know what everything is. Okay. Close that. There we go. I'm going to shrink it a little so we can look at it at the same time as our bar chart. Now looking at these, which one is better? On the small scale, probably the bar chart. Really. The pie chart isn't bad, okay? But when it's this small, it's not that great either. If it was bigger, it would be fine. But just because of the text size of the labels, it's kind of funky looking. That might matter in some report that you do in the future, or it might not. Who knows? Either way, now you can make frequency tables from your data in any spreadsheet program, not just Excel. You can do it in Google Sheets now. You can do it in LibreOffice Calc or OpenOffice Calc. You can also make your pie charts and bar charts. Those will be a little bit different in the other software, but the concepts are largely the same. So good luck, and I'll see you later.